So Mother's Day is just around the corner. That's right, Mother's Day 2018 is this week, which means Mother's Day Connect 2018 is happening this week. And you might be one of those people who have been brave enough to sign up and to get yourself ready to go and visit a mom at a maternity ward somewhere in this beautiful country of South Africa. And you might also be someone who's going, oh, heck, what have I done? You might be freaking out a bit because the idea of going up to a stranger who has just given birth and connecting with them and having a conversation with them might freak you out. I know that idea freaks me out. Luckily I don't have to do it because I'm a guy and I can't sign up for Mother's Day Connect. But someone who is going to be doing it and has done it for the last 2 years is the person who came up with the original idea for Mother's Day Connect, Julie Mentor. She's my wife, which is why she's sitting across from me right now. Hi.
Hi.
Julie, you are an extrovert. You make friends super easily. You start conversations all the time. I've seen you start conversations with people in queues and like when we're stuck in traffic and just passing by someone in the play park when we're going out with our kids. So starting conversations is really, really easy for you, but it isn't for everyone. If someone like me might be a little bit nervous or incredibly, incredibly nervous at the idea of going up to someone who is maybe feeling a little bit vulnerable or someone who's just given birth, kind of going into their space a little bit and starting a conversation with them. What do you, as the project leader of Embrace, have to say about that?
Well,
I'm putting you directly on the spot.
The movement leader. So I think it is important to state that there is an element of stepping out of your comfort zone that is involved with Mother's Day Connect. But if the idea of starting a conversation with a new mom makes you want to run for the hills, it's okay not to be on the front lines of Mother's Day Connect and be a part of a team. There are other ways to support. There are teams who are putting packs together. There are teams who are needing cupcakes baked for them. There are team leaders who need someone to tell them that they're doing a good job. And that's...
Maybe provide transport on the day.
Yeah, there are a number of different things. So I think the last thing you want to do is make anyone feel like they're forced to be a part of the visiting team. But for many women, that is what they look forward to. And that is the special, definitely where the magic happens on the day. So I think there is absolutely a place for introverts in the visiting team, because a lot of the moms that you will be meeting with are possibly going to be shy or be introverted. And you say, I can spark conversations with everyone, but I don't. Not everyone is as receptive to extroverts. So as I said, there's a place for every type of woman, every personality in this campaign. So what do you start with? I think the best thing to start with is Happy Mother's Day. We're going we're going in on Mother's Day because it is a significant day for mothers and honoring mothers, but it also is an opportunity for a celebration. So it's not random. It gives you something not awkward to say. And then I think the first thing that you could say to someone is like, how are you feeling? And see where that goes, and they may be receptive, they may not. Listen, if a mom's sleeping, please do not wake her up.
I'm here to say Happy Mother's Day to you.
Just leave the cupcake at the foot of her bed and move on. We're definitely about not being intrusive in people's spaces, and it definitely is a fine line. And read the room. If everyone is kind of up in their beds and holding their babies and there's a lot of noise and happiness, then, bring that spirit of festivity. If everyone's quiet, you might have to kind of come in and whisper Happy Mother's Day. You have to just sort of feel the room, and your team leader will guide you through that. Many of the team leaders have participated last year, so they know what to expect. And then, I think there is nothing that a mom loves more than acknowledging that her precious baby that she has probably huffed and puffed and brought into this world with a lot of effort is here. And a good thing to start with is asking, is this your baby? What is your baby's name? And if that baby has a name that you may not have heard before, I think you can be respectful. And if you aren't sure how to pronounce it, ask. I think it's more respectful to ask and listen carefully to a pronunciation of a name than to kind of just mumble it.
And butcher it in
yeah,
some way.
Yeah. And then to ask what that name means. I think I'm always just so amazed by the beautiful names that I've never heard before that hold really rich meanings and that are chosen with such thought. And that often starts a conversation. But I think as much as there are some conversation pointers, how was the birth? How are you feeling? Can I get you anything? Is this your first child? Or you've got other children? What are their names? What do you do? Are you a stay-at-home mom or do you work? All these kind of questions can be had, and you kind of need to kind of go with the flow with them. I think don't worry about rehearsing them in your head. Just be responsive to mums and be present. Be present and be willing to listen.
So that is in an ideal situation, which hopefully there'll be a lot of those. Normally there are quite a few of those, but you might be someone who approaches a mom with a really difficult and hectic story, and a hectic story that's just happened. The physical and emotional wounds are probably still really fresh. You might be a woman who doesn't have much in the way of counseling experience or therapy experience or dealing with this kind of trauma. How would that person approach this situation? You approach your mom and she's telling you about something that has just happened to her that's really difficult.
Yeah. Good one. And I think the reality is that there is a high chance, especially in the bigger hospitals, that you will encounter moms who have either had a very traumatic birth experience or who have potentially lost a baby. And last year we had many stories of women who encountered moms who had stillbirths, and that is devastating. And in one sense, there's no way that women without adequate sort of counseling or psychology degrees can be fully prepared.
An hour's not going to fix that.
And an hour is not going to fix that. I think as a general sort of trait, we don't know how to be in uncomfortable spaces, and we often shy away from hard things and grief because I think it just naturally makes us uncomfortable, and we don't. And many of us are fixers by nature, and you cannot fix the fact that a mother has just lost her child. So I would advise that you are just present and be willing to sit with that mom and her pain. If she's crying, you don't even need to say anything. You can put your hand on her shoulder, you can rub her hand. If you've got, please be very sensitive to mums. If you are giving packs that have baby items and you are aware, it might be worth actually, as you arrive at the ward, asking the nurses, are there any moms who've lost their babies? And then, creating packs accordingly that don't have baby items in, but maybe have extra chocolates in for those moms. And bringing that to those mums and just being with them. How are they feeling? And just empathizing. I'm so, so, so sorry for your loss. It is absolutely awful. I cannot imagine what you've been through.
Or maybe you can.
If you might be listening and having gone through a very similar experience, and maybe you're the best person to be that shoulder. But I think, again, coming in with a spirit of being willing to be present to whatever you experience is the best approach. And knowing that there is no way that you can truly be prepared for Mother's Day Connect. We cannot tell you who will be in the beds on the day, because it is quite likely that as you are waking up and preparing for your visit, women are bringing babies into the world, because many babies like to come in the early hours of the morning. And so, you can't even phone the hospital the day before and ask who's in the wards. So you can't be prepared, but you can be prepared to be present. You can be prepared to leave your prejudices at the door. You can be prepared to be respectful. You can be prepared to listen more than you talk. You can be prepared to be kind and to show sisterhood solidarity in both the sensitive moments and the joyful moments.
I like that word, sisterhood. It kind of encapsulates everything because that's the way sisters relate to each other. Everything you described, in the real way, that's the way sisters engage and interact with each other. If someone hasn't signed up yet, maybe they were a little bit concerned about this very issue. They're feeling a little bit more confident. Is there still time potentially to sign up for Mother's Day Connect?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we officially closed sign-ups on the Friday before, just to give the team leaders the last the last few hours of the weekend to pull everyone into their relevant WhatsApp groups and tell everyone the last minute plans. Go to the website embrace.org.za, follow the link to the campaigns page, to Mother's Day Connect landing page, sign up on the form, and you will be sent to the RSVP list where you can select your local hospital and sign up to join a team. Or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. There's an event page. Just put in Mother's Day Connect 2018 and the event page will pop up. Everything you need to know is there.